Hey guys, welcome to Daily News Analysis. Today is February 14th, and let's look at the important news that might be relevant for your competitive examination. The first important news is regarding the Adani case. Adani case is all over media, all over social media. Everyone is talking about how the this Hindenburg report that is very relevant now. So, Center is saying and the SEBI is saying that they do not have any objection to a Supreme Court panel. If Supreme Court wants to form a panel uh, regarding this, they do not have any objection. However, since it's the matter of market is very volatile. The market can go up or down depending on whatever information is being shared. So they want to suggest the committee's mandate, and they want to suggest some possible names in a sealed cover to protect the market from any upsets. So this proposal will be submitted at a hearing on Friday. So the Union Government and the Securities and Exchange Board of India, that is SEBI, said they have no objection to the Supreme Court constituting an expert committee to examine the existing regulatory regime and frameworks in the securities market to protect investors from share value meltdown, such as the one seen in the Adani Group, triggered by the US-based short seller Hindenburg Research Report. So it says short seller. Who is a short seller? Short seller is the one who sells the shares in the hope that the value will come down. So, however, the center and the SEBI urged a three-judge bench led by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud to allow them to suggest to the court the committee's mandate and name of its members in a sealed cover in order to protect the market from any upsets. We have no objections to your lordships constituting the committee, but the remit of the committee would be very, very relevant because any unintentional message to international and domestic investors and even a regulatory or statutory authority needs monitoring by a committee appointed by the highest court of India may have some adverse impact on the flow of money. So if you may permit as to suggest uh, suggest the remit of the committee along with suggestions of the possible names for the committee in a sealed cover. There will be people of some caliber and standing. So this was submitted by Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who was appearing for the center and the SEBI, and he assured the court. So Tushar Mehta explained that it may not be appropriate to discuss the government suggestions in open court as they may or may not appeal to your lordships. And he said, sorry, we would not like to undermine the competence of the agencies, including the regulator and the regime available. Now we have a full bench. Now the all 34 judges have occupied their positions in Supreme Court. So it is the first time that the Supreme Court is functioning at full capacity. Justice Bindal and Justice Kumar take oath as Supreme Court judges and fill the last two vacancies. In previous class, we discussed how uh, only two seats are vacant. Now those are also filled, and we have all 34 judges now. So Justice Rajesh Bindal and Arvind Kumar took the oath of faith and allegiance to the Constitution and filled the last two vacancies in the 34-member Supreme Court bench on Monday. The Supreme Court, led by Chief Justice of India Chandrachud, is functioning with full capacity now. 17 benches heard cases listed chock-a-block on Monday. So Justice Bindal was the Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court and Justice Kumar, the Chief Justice of Gujarat High Court, at the time of their elevation to the top court, that is Supreme Court. The Supreme Court Collegium had recommended their names for appointment to the top court on January 31st. The government had fully complied with the Collegium's direction that the five should be appointed, that the five should be appointed as a batch, and there should be no tinkering with the seniority. So, court is saying that we are worried about the pending transfers. So Supreme Court says that a lot more needs to be done whenever a name is recommended. Why the transfers are pending regarding the appointment of judges? So court had in the past wondered how some collegium recommendations were cleared overnight while others took ages. What is the reason? Is there any third party interfering in between? That is how the that's how it looks if this happens, which is not a good thing in judiciary. So in the hearing held on February 3, it put the government on a 10-day ultimatum to clear pending transfers in high courts. The government's delay in clearing certain pending transfers, including that of Orissa High Court Chief Justice S. Muralidharan to Madras, and the reiterated collegium recommendation of senior advocate Saurabh Kirpal for the appointment as a Delhi High Court judge, saw a worried Supreme Court observe that a lot more is needed to be done through some developments. Though some developments have happened since the last hearing, but a lot more needs to be done. The delay in transfers not only affects the administration of justice but creates an impression as if there are third party sources interfering in these transfers. So, some developments have happened, but a lot more need to be done. A three judge bench led by Justice Sanjay Krishna Kaul already said. Justice Kaul was accompanied by Justice Manoj Mishra and Arvind Kumar, two new appointments to the Supreme Court. Justice Mishra was among a batch of 5 judges whose appointments were cleared on February 4 after a wait of nearly 2 months since the collegium recommended their names for top court judgeships on December 13th last year. So some are cleared overnight, some take some time. That is why the Supreme Court is worried and is asking, has given the 10-day ultimatum now. Mayoral polls in Delhi, nominated members can't vote, says the Supreme Court. Elections after February 17 because the case is in the court. So the Supreme Court has observed that nominated members, that is aldermen, of the Municipal Corporation of Delhi cannot vote in the mayoral polls. Hearing a plea by the Aam Aadmi Party's Shelly Oberoi, alleging deliberate stalling of mayoral polls for the third time in a row, a bench headed by Justice uh, Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, posted the matter on Friday. So, nominated members can't vote in the mayor election. Top court upholds constitution of Jammu and Kashmir delimitation panel. So, there was a delimitation panel, and the Supreme Court has upheld its constitutionality. That there is nothing illegal, there is nothing wrong with that. The Supreme Court dismissed a challenge to the constitution of Jammu and Kashmir Delimitation Commission to readjust constituencies in the new union territory. Article 2 and 3 of the Constitution enable the Parliament to create new states and union territories. Accordingly, the two new union territories have been created. The Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act, which created the new union territories, assigned the role of readjustment of constituencies to the Delimitation Commission under the Delimitation Act 2002. A law made under Article 3 can always provide for readjustment of the constituencies in the newly constituted states or union territories through the Delimitation Commission. Hence, the court held that there is no illegality associated with the establishment of the Delimitation Commission under the order of March 6, 2020. That was the order. So, there is nothing wrong with the Delimitation Commission. Chief Justice of India has warned high courts to ensure use of virtual court technology, and he says that it is here to stay forever. So he says that the virtual court technology is to stay now and forever. And the chief justices of high courts who have shut down online court case hearings post pandemic are duty bound to fall in line and come on board. The Chief Justice said that he was really disturbed by the attitude of certain High Court Chief Justices who were disbanding technological infrastructure created by using public money. He said that they could not just switch off the cameras and microphones and insist on physical appearance of lawyers and litigants. The problem lies, he says, when you have some Chief Justices who are technologically friendly and others who think the other way. He says that I am going to ensure that everybody is online. This infrastructure for virtual courts is provided using public funds. He thinks all the chief justices of high courts need to learn that they have to be on board and there are no exceptions. The top judges' comments were in response to submissions by some lawyers that certain high courts have switched off their cameras and microphones during hearings, ignoring the infrastructure made available to them. US has asked citizens in Russia to leave Russia as they may face the risk of harassment. So the US told its citizens to leave Russia immediately due to the war in Ukraine and the risk of arbitrary arrest or harassment by law enforcement agencies. US citizens residing or traveling in Russia should depart immediately, said the Moscow embassy said. Exercise increased caution due to the risk of wrongful detention. There can be cases of wrongful detention in such scenario. Thousands marched in Israel against Netanyahu's government's judicial overhaul. So thousands of people in Israel, they protested outside parliament ahead of a preliminary vote on a bill that would give politicians greater power over appointing judges. Similar debate is happening in India also regarding the collegium, and in Israel it's very serious. The bill is here, and people are protesting that politicians will have more power over appointing judges. The committee vote marked the opening salvo by Benjamin Netanyahu and his allies in a plan that has divided the country. Saudi Arabia will send his first women to space. So Saudi Arabia will send its first ever women astronaut on a space mission later this year. State media has reported in a move to revamp the kingdom's ultra-conservative image. Rayana Barnawi, please remember the name, Rayana Barnawi, will join the fellow Saudi male astronaut Ali Al Karni on a mission to International Space Station during the second quarter of 2023. That's all for right now. Thank you so much. See you in the next session with more set of news. Goodbye.